All right, Tommy. Congratulations.
Yahoo!
We made it. We drove, let's just look at this. We drove a total of 2,837 miles.
Wow.
Plus potentially another 1,000 on the boat. So it took us almost 4,000 miles to get up here from Boulder, Colorado, which is pretty much the same distance as it would take to cross from New York to LA. Do you know that less than 1 million people live in Alaska? And if you believe Wikipedia, less than 100 permanent residents live up that way, up the Dalton Highway, which is where we're going right now. And today it's going to get serious. In fact, there's a lot more polar bears up there than people. That's why we bought this bear spray. Now, this doesn't fill me with a lot of confidence. It's pepper mace, and I'm thinking this is going to do one thing and one thing only, and that is pepper the meat for the bear. I would have rather have had a substantial caliber gun, but getting it through Canadian customs is undoable. We're also bringing along spare food, spare water. Now, the guidebooks say that you need a high clearance vehicle, which is what we have. You need proper tires, which is what we also have. You need at least 2 spares. We only have 1 spare, so we're hoping that these mud terrains are going to be good enough, because the road is unpaved and it's very dangerous. Basically, it's a road used by trucks going up to the oil fields in Prudhoe Bay. Come on with me. We're driving up to Coldfoot, and that's just under 300 miles from here. And this Jeep's range is just around 300. So we've got one more thing we're bringing, and that is here, extra 5 gallons of gasoline, just in case we run out. We also don't have perhaps the most important thing, and that is not this, because cell phones don't work as of right now. Only CB radios work. So we're gonna go try to get a CB radio so that we can at least communicate with the truckers that go by. And hopefully, if all things go well, we'll be able to take this sticker and put it up here, having driven to the highest drivable point in Alaska, and that's Atigun Pass, and that is way beyond Coldfoot. So we've got a long day ahead of us, and hopefully when this is all said and done, Alaska will be conquered.
Oh yeah. Yay, cryptic.
Hey guys, check it out. Look at that. We just purchased a CB radio, so if things go south on us, we can at least call for help on the Dalton Highway. And this is going to be quite the adventure. You know, Tommy, I gotta tell you, it seems weird starting an epic road trip to the Arctic Circle from a Lowe's parking lot with McDonald's and Barnes & Noble right next to us. And in just a few short miles, we're going to be in the middle of nowhere with no cell service. They say it's a dangerous road. We're not even there, and our first truck just went off the road around this corner, so that one did not look good, did it, Tommy? Did you see that? It looked like it was pretty crushed. Yeah. Wow. When the road ends, the adventure begins. And just like that, we're on the Dalton Highway, and I just saw 2 trucks pass, Tommy, and they were flying. I mean, flying. We're doing about 50 miles an hour on a dirt road, and these trucks were probably doing 60 or 70. And the trucks here on the Dalton Highway have the right of way. So I think a good rule of thumb is when we see a truck, we just get out of his way, or her way.
Yeah, for sure.
And then ahead of us is a Subaru, which is probably a good vehicle to take on here. And then in front of that, I think, is a brand new Camry, which seems like a strange vehicle. But so far, it's just a dirt road. Nothing that we haven't seen in Colorado, with the biggest difference, of course, being that we're following the pipeline, because this is what this road's about, right? They built it, I believe, when they built the pipeline.
Right.
And that's where all that Alaskan oil reserve oil comes down from Prudhoe Bay into the main part of Alaska, and then of course onto boats and to the rest of the world. Wow, that looks like a fresh accident. That's the second accident we've seen in probably less than 30 miles. First a truck and now a pickup truck. So we're gonna just take it easy and make sure that we don't become a statistic going up to Coldfoot, because as much as we want to get to Alaska's high point, we want to get there in one piece. And those guys probably didn't have that much luck. Hey Graham, so you're British.
I am, yes.
And how are you enjoying Alaska so far?
Loving it.
Yeah?
Really good.
Now I know going up to Prudhoe Bay is kind of the adventure bikers' golden dream. So is that something for you as well? Is that why you're coming up here?
Yes.
Yeah?
The whole main purpose of the trip is this adventure road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is it so enticing? What makes this so interesting?
I think it's a challenge of it, and the fact that it's unpaved.
Yeah.
I mean, so often they keep on paving all these roads, taking away a lot of the challenge. So I think now is the time to do it
before it gets paved. Yeah. Yeah, you know, there's a saying I've been doing this whole trip, you know, the adventure starts when the road turns to dirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, when the road goes unpaved. And you're exactly right, because once you get on tarmac, it's just gas stations and Wendy's and McDonald's.
Yeah.
None of that up here.
No, that's right. Not a lot up here.
Are you worried about being by yourself?
No. I guess the only thing is, throughout the whole trip I'm doing a combination of camping, but up here I'm not staying in the
Yeah. Too many bears.
But yeah, that's the only thing I'm worried about, is getting a puncture, getting the rear wheel off, and then a bear appears, you know, because I guess he's not going to come to give me a hand.
Wow, look at that. We're about to cross the Yukon River, and this is like an ocean. You know, it's funny, when we approached Jeep and we said we wanted to drive up to the Arctic Circle, they said, do you want to lift the Jeep? Do you want to get all kinds of add-ons for it? And I said, you know what? I don't. I want a stock Jeep. I want a Jeep that you can buy at the dealership and put on the road and drive it until the road ends. Because sometimes you don't need to go that overland route where you customize it and you add all this stuff that's expensive and of course much more off-road worthy to it to make it an overland machine. But I just wanted something that you could drive from the dealership all the way up to the Arctic Circle as is, because sometimes we don't have the time to do all the logistical planning you need to be able to drive a year. Sometimes on a busy life all you have is a few weeks. Let's call it Adventure Light. And you know what? For an Adventure Light vehicle, we're having a big time adventure. So far so good. We've made it to the Yukon River, and I gotta think that there's tons of great fishing in there. We've got 60 more miles to go before we get to the Arctic Circle, and then 120 miles to get to Coldfoot, which is where our next fuel stop is. So far we're down to about just over half a tank, so we should make it up to Coldfoot and then Atigun Pass. All right, walk with me. Here we go. Wahoo! Look at that! I have just crossed to the Arctic Circle, and to celebrate this, Tommy, I got you something very special. Check it out.
Oh.
Because it's America, gosh darn it, and every time we do something cool, we celebrate with a t-shirt. And that is yours. And now I'm gonna go take my very first bathroom break in the Arctic Circle. $5 a gallon. What do you think? Place of prominence for this sticker?
Yeah, it looks good.
Okay, let's put it there. Got it squared?
Yep.
All right, which one of these cars does not belong on the Dalton Highway? The Jeep or the brand new Mazda Miata? I am so impressed. Those are the Top Gear boys, not the show, but the magazine, and they're driving a Miata, or they have driven a Miata, all the way up to Deadhorse, which is where we're going. And yeah, I feel unworthy now in a Jeep when these guys have just done it in a Miata with the top down. Next time. We spent the night here in Coldfoot, which is this kind of small encampment. Check it out. It's a escape, specially customized escape that you can rent in Fairbanks with, as you can tell, a CB antenna, more off-road worthy tires, and 2 spare tires, I guess, in the trunk. Now, an Escape is certainly not the first car that comes to mind when I think of kind of hardcore off-roading, but it seems to work up here. So if you guys are thinking about driving up here yourselves and you don't have the car, you can fly up here and you can rent an Escape. You can enjoy a lovely evening in Coldfoot and then hit the highway up to Atigun or beyond. The weather has turned nasty, unfortunately, and we have heated seats.
Yeah,
That's
we do.
Great.
Yes, we do.
We just spent $14 for a bowl of oatmeal and $200, I think, or more, to stay in what would be considered
A double wide.
yeah, let's call it youth hostel facilities. Nothing is cheap up here. But what's got me worried the most is that the weather has turned nasty, and by the time we get to Atigun Pass, this rain may be snow, even though it is the middle of August. So we shall see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Once again, when the pavement ends.
The adventure begins.
Looks like we're climbing, and we're probably at the right mileage for this to be the start of the final ascent up Atigun Pass. Getting steep and deep, Tommy, steep and deep. I think we're definitely heading up toward the pass. The road is narrow, it's washboard, not a lot of room to pass up here. Wahoo! We made it! This is the top of Atigun Pass in Alaska, and this is a very hard-earned sticker that we're going to place on the car right now because We have gone to the highest drivable mountaintop in Alaska. You want to make sure this one stays stuck because it's really hard earned. I'm not sure if that's straight, but it's going to have to do. And there we have it. Alaska is done. Now we have a question. So which way should we go? Should we go back to Fairbanks, Tommy, or should we go all the way to the end and drive to the farthest, most northern point in the United States?
Let's go to the end.
That's a long way.
I know, but it'll be worth it.
You think? Okay, all right. We've got some time. All right, north it is. Let's see what lies at the end of this road. All right, guys, this is what you're playing for right here. The one-of-a-kind Alaska Motor Mountain belt buckle. And do me a favor when you find this, please, I'm leaving my card here, send me an email with a picture of you holding the belt buckle so we can make you famous. Now, we're gonna make this a little bit trickier to find because, well, it took a lot of work and effort to get up here, so we're not gonna tell you exactly where it's at. We're gonna show you though where it's at with the GPS. All right, I'm burying it. Use gloves. This stuff cuts like a knife. So when you get it, when you find it, be sure to use gloves to retrieve it. Otherwise, you're going to cut up your fingers. Okay, hide it under here. All right, so I'm going to give you the GPS coordinates. That's quite the clue, Tommy. But here are the GPS coordinates right here. And I'll give you another clue. I'll give you two more clues because all this stuff looks alike. We're somewhere along the Dalton Highway. And to make it a little bit easier to find, I've got a little Alaskan flag right here. And I'm going to put it kind of discreetly over here by the belt buckle. So there's a little flag just poking out over here by the belt buckle. All right, good luck, guys. So as we get closer to the end of our road trip, and that's Deadhorse, the farthest north you can go in Alaska and thus in the United States, on a public road at least. The road's getting a little bit rougher, isn't it, Tommy?
Yeah, it's getting a lot of potholes, a lot of mud, water.
A lot of mud, a lot of dirt.
Gunk.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit more treacherous and a little bit more challenging, as you can tell by that car up ahead of us. Here's the pickup truck.
Throwing up a lot of dirt.
Yeah, throwing up a lot of mud. Wow, look at that. I am very impressed.
Thank you.
Did you ride this thing all the way up here?
Yep, I've come from Deadhorse,
Yeah?
going to Fairbanks.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you ride it up here or are you riding it back?
I flew to Deadhorse and I'm riding it.
You're
back
riding
to
it all the
Fairbanks.
way to Fairbanks?
Yeah.
Why?
I wish I knew. I have no idea.
Where are you from?
India.
Really?
Yeah.
That is quite impressive. How long did it take you to come up with the preparations for this trip?
Sorry?
How long did it take you to prepare for the trip?
I've been riding for about 10 years now.
Yeah.
But for this trip specifically,
Yeah.
maybe 6-7 months.
All right, well, good luck.
Thank you.
Take care.
Have a good day.
You too.
We were still bombarded with stones.
Even though we pulled over.
Wow.
That is crazy. Those trucks are just flying through here. Look how close we are to the Arctic Ocean. Unfortunately, we won't be able to get up there because Prudhoe Bay is a TSA secured area, and in order to get up there you have to call 24 hours in advance, which we just found out, and get TSA clearance to take a shuttle up there. You can't drive up there. So we won't be able to go to the ocean, but we're going to go as far north as we can before they turn us back. Yes, so we made it. We're here in Prudhoe Bay, and this town, well, let's just say, in this case, the journey was a lot better than the destination. It's an oil town. What do we expect? The Arctic Ocean is over there, but the most important thing is that this is as far north as you can drive in America. And thanks to you, we were able to take the Jeep Wrangler up here, and it was a fine steed. The only damage? Well, the windshield will need to be replaced, but we expected that. By the way, if you guys like Motor Mountain USA and you want to see some more, just click on me or the Jeep because we have plenty more episodes. And Tommy, you like it up here?
Yep.
You do?
Yeah, it's great.
Oh, it's terrible. Come on, it's an oil town. It smells of diesel and oil. Would you want to stay up here at this bunk style like housing, or do you want to head back down to Fairbanks?
Probably head down.
I agree. Let's head back down, and it's only like 490 miles of hard road. And luckily it won't get dark till at least midnight tonight. All right, let's go on back down. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Ciao. You know, getting gas here at the Arctic Circle is almost like getting it at your neighborhood Shell station, except there's a little bit of a difference. Let me show you. You use credit cards, but check that out. You won't see that at your local neighborhood Safeway, will you? I'm just happy we're in a car and it's in gear, because if he decided to take off, he can come at us pretty quick. Bear's running about 40 miles an hour, and seeing him from a car, oh my gosh, look at that, he's digging. It's so much more comforting. Now he's looking at us. I think that's a grizzly, than seeing him. Mr. Bond, they call me the Rhino.